Now, sometimes yung rehashing ay also a solution wherein we will try to rehash. Parang uulitin nyo yung pag-rehash mo sa old table into the new table. Yun nga lang, this is very expensive. Okay? Because you have to copy every content of one table to another table. Okay? Now, with all of this handling collision or the hashing collision techniques, paano ba natin maiiwasan ito? Remember, ang unang dating diniscuss last time is about hashing, and then now we are trying to solve the problem of collision. Pero supposed to be, before we started the hashing, kailangan meron na tayo dapat plan. Okay? So you should have started planning. So how do we solve this problem entirely bago pa mangyari ito? Okay? So you need to think of the efficiency. What are the different factors that will affect the efficiency, the performance of hashing and the collision techniques? Okay? Unang-una, you need to think of the hash function. Remember kaya magsasample kayo ng keys. Paano magsasample ng keys? Remember yung table kanina? Okay, similar to this. You might want to get random key values. Okay, tapos applying the different hashing function. Kung alin yung hashing function na napakaraming synonym or napakaraming collision, ibig sabihin it is not a good hashing function for your keys. Okay? Random lang ha. So dito sa example natin, kung titignan nyo, most likely ito ang gagamitin natin. Folding or the radix conversion. Because these two hash function did not create any synonym. Okay? Second, ano pang pwedeng tingnan? The collision resolution strategy. Remember, meron tayong synonym chaining. Ang problema kay synonym chaining, you have to spare an extra space for the synonym. And ang tendency ng synonym ay nagiging linear. Okay? Pwede naman mag-linear probing. Kaso linear probing nagiging clustering. Pwedeng quadratic probing. Okay? Pwede rin yung double hashing. Although si double hashing will require two processes. First process for the unang hash function, second process for the second hash function. And as you notice, dun sa double hashing natin, kahit wala siyang ka-collision, we need to perform the second hash function. Hindi po pwedeng i-apply mo lang yung second hash function kung kailan kailangan. Ibig sabihin, when we encounter the key, dalawang hash function na agad yung i-compute mo. Okay? So, yun yung problema with double hashing. So, you need to balance yung solution strategy kung ano yung mas kailangan. And lastly, yung load factor. Ano ba yung load factor? Although wala ako ditong example no, ng paano kinocompute yung load factor. Pag sinabi nating load factor, ito yung value na po pwede, no? Anong tawag dito? That will allow you kung gaano kadaming keys ang pwedeng ma-store sa isang storage area. Okay? Teka. Wala akong example sa slide. Okay. Okay. So let me pull out the old material. Okay. So ito yung isang pinipili, itong load factor na to. Remember kanina, no? May nagtanong, sir, bakit 93 yung pinili ninyo na prime number? Bakit hindi 97? Okay? As I've said, pwede namang 93. Yun nga lang, maraming cases na magkakaroon ng panggaan. So now we have this load factor. So let me find that part. Okay. Yeah, okay. So this is the part. Okay, so let me share my desktop. So the load factor is computed by dividing the number of key values over the number of file positions. Anong ibig sabihin ng number of key values over the number of file positions? The number of key values will be ilan yung itatago nyo. Okay? Ilan yung i-store nyo na key value. Remember yung table kanina, yun yung nasa left side. And then the number of file positions will be the number of spaces available. Okay? So, kunyari, kung meron kang 1,000 na key value, tapos meron ka lang 900 na file position, that will be your load factor. So, tignan natin, 1,000 divided by 900. So, meron kang 1.1. Pangit. Hindi maganda. Ibig sabihin, meron kang 100 na data na hindi magkakaroon ng space. Parang ano lang yan eh. Sasakay ka sa taxi. Ilan ang pasahero sa taxi na pwede? Ilang pasahero ang pwede sa taxi? Taxi ha. Yung usual na sedan na taxi. 3 to 4. Okay? So, tatlo sa likod, isa sa unahan. Hindi kasama ang driver. Kaya may ibang driver, kapag 5 kayo, ayaw. Di ba? So, that's the idea of the load factor. Kung ang available seats ay 4, tapos 5 kayo, so, tignan nyo yan. 5 divided by 4. So, that's a 1.25. Over, no? Over siya. So, hindi allowed. Hindi po pwede yun. Pero kung halimbawa, 3 kayo, that's divided by 4. Okay? So, that's 75%. Okay? So, anong ibig sabihin? The higher the load factor, okay? Although hindi naman, ano, pag sinabi natin the higher the load factor, the higher the chance na may magkakaroon tayo ng mga collision, ng mga displacement, kasi ibig sabihin, kakaunti na lang yung mga available space. Ideally, 70 to 80% load factor is okay. Pero if you go higher, 80%, medyo may konting problem na tayo doon. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Kunyari, yung bus, 50 seats. Para magkaroon ka ng 80%, so 50 times 0.8, ibig sabihin, kailangan ang mag-occupy ng mga upuan ay hanggang 40 na katao lamang. If you go beyond 40, may probability na, although hindi naman, kasi hindi pa naman 100%, pero wala na yung option na makakapili ka ng upuan mo, or makakapili ka na yung pwedeng matutulog ka kunyari, di ba? Or wala kang katabi, yun yung mga idea doon. Ano pang idea ng load factor? Sa eroplano, di ba? Nagbalitaan nyo in the past, meron tayong mga na-overload. Overload nga ba yun? Or na-bump, tinatawag nilang na-bump. Kasi yung load factor ng eroplano ay napakataas na. Nag-offer pa sila ng seat pero yung load factor medyo mataas na. Okay? So, the lower the load factor, the better. Okay? Again, ang idea ng load factor is that this tells us gaano kadami yung possible space available to handle your key. Okay? So, itong example na ito. Okay? So, itong example dito will just give you the different ways of using the formula sa taas. Okay? Halimbawa, dito, you're trying to find the load factor. Paano kung gusto mong malaman ilang key values ang pupwede? Okay? So, ito yun. No? 0.8 times the number of file positions, that will be the number of key values. Or kaya naman, gusto mong malaman, meron akong key value. Ang gusto kong load factor ay 80%. Gaano kadaming file positions ang kailangan ko? So that will be the number of key values divided by, or supposed to be, parang mali ako dito. Dapat times 2. Pagpalagay natin 15. Oo nga, sorry. Parang mali ako dito. Dapat ito times. Okay? Sorry. Tama. Ito yung file position. Number of key values, kunyari 42 ang pasahero divided by 80. Okay, tama. 50, 52. Or tama, ano pa rin? 42 times. Tama. Tama pala yung formula nito. Ito yung ito yung key value. Ilan yung kailangan. Okay? And then this one, file position. Okay, again, sabi niya dito, the smaller the load factor, the less dense the file is, and then the less chance of collision. Okay? Ang problema lang natin, if you have a low load factor, ang mangyayari niyan, maraming space ang hindi nagagamit. Okay? So kaya sinabi ko kanina, 70 to 80 ang reasonable, ang pinakamaganda. Nakakuha. So this is the comparison of the performance of the hash table versus a binary search tree. Mapapansin nyo that in the average speed, ang hash table is order 1. Diba? Ito yung gusto nating mangyari. And then finding the minimum max in the hash table, it will be difficult to find the minimum and maximum. But in the binary search tree, it will be easy. Okay? Since this is ordered already. In the binary search tree, the items are arranged. In the hash table, it's not. And sa sorted input, kung sorted input ang ilalagay natin sa binary search tree, that will be a very bad solution. Why? Because it will be skewed. Halimbawa, 1 to 10, pero naka-arrange na. Ang mangyayari nun, lahat nasa kanan. So, that's a very bad solution. Pero sa hash table, it's not a problem. Now, so ibig sabihin, using the hash table, if there are any suspicion of sorted input, but if there's none, then you can use a binary search. Okay?